Have you ever wondered if the foods you're buying specifically to get healthy are actually the exact things causing your fatigue, your inflammation, and those endless cravings? Seriously, think about it. The protein bars, the breakfast cereals, the low-fat yogurts, all those fake healthy snacks. Most of us think we're making really good choices when we toss them in our carts, but by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly why a lot of these so-called health foods trigger the exact same metabolic problems as straight-up junk food.
Picture yourself walking down the grocery aisle. It's almost cinematic, right? Packages are just screaming at you from every shelf. High protein, low fat, whole grain, zero guilt. And wow, everything looks incredibly healthy. But here's the reality check. Many of these ultra-processed products are masterfully engineered by marketing departments to look like super responsible choices, all while behaving like pure junk food the second they get inside your body.
So this brings us to the ultimate showdown, front-of-package marketing versus back-of-package biology. You see, your body absolutely does not care about the clever marketing on the front of the box. It only responds to the biology of the ingredients listed on the back. And the truth? These health foods are actually designed for maximum shelf life and hyperpalatability. That means some of them are quite literally engineered to make you eat more, not less.
All right, so let's get into Section 1, the metabolic roller coaster.
Let's look at the actual science of how our bodies process carbohydrates. We use two main scientific metrics here. First, the glycemic index, which measures how incredibly fast a food raises your blood sugar. And second, the glycemic load, which looks at the total insulin demand placed on your body. Now, when you eat ultra-refined carbohydrates, like the ones packed into those heavily processed, supposedly healthy whole-grain breakfast cereals, the natural food structure has been completely destroyed. So your body just burns through them extremely fast, triggering these massive blood sugar spikes and huge insulin surges.
Just take a look at this sharp, violent glucose spike from an ultra-processed cereal and compare it to the really slow, stable curve you get from a whole food meal. Breakfast cereal might actually be one of the biggest health marketing tricks ever created. Because of that huge spike and the totally inevitable crash that follows, eating a bowl of healthy cereal at 8 a.m. pretty much guarantees you are going to feel foggy, sleepy, and absolutely starving before lunch even rolls around.
Moving right along to Section 2, the low-fat and fake protein fallacies.
Okay, here is a super crucial point. A lot of those heavily marketed fitness protein bars, they're essentially just candy bars wearing gym clothes. I mean it. They use all these buzzwords like fitness, energy, and keto. But when you flip that package over, you find the exact same processed starches, brown rice syrups, maltodextrin, sucralose, and artificial flavor systems that you'd find in a standard candy bar at a gas station.
And honestly, low-fat foods can be even worse. Think about it. When food manufacturers strip the natural fat out of a product, it completely destroys the taste. So to make it edible again, they have to pump it full of added sugars, starches, and thickeners. Suddenly, that healthy yogurt you bought is basically a dessert. And the irony here is wild, because your body biologically requires healthy fats to stabilize hormones, to signal to your brain that you're full, and absolutely crucially to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. You literally need fat. Let me hit you with a pretty stark reality check. Because fat is so routinely replaced with sugar just to make processed food taste decent, the average American is now unknowingly putting away 17 teaspoons of added sugar every single day. 17! That is way, way above the advised limit of about 7 teaspoons. We are quite literally eating for the marketing, not for our metabolism.
Which leads us to Section 3, the gut-brain disconnect. You know, the biggest hidden problem here might actually be in your brain. Your gut and your brain are constantly talking to each other through this incredible network called the microbiome gut-brain axis. Now, eating whole foods supports a really healthy, glowing microbiome. But all those emulsifiers, preservatives, and synthetic flavor systems hiding in ultra-processed snacks, they act like pollutants. They completely short-circuit this vital communication highway, basically disrupting the entire environment your body relies on to regulate your mood and handle stress.
And when that gut environment declines, a state scientists call gut dysbiosis, it connects directly to how you feel every single day. We're talking symptoms like chronic fatigue, persistent brain fog, mood instability, and just generally low energy. And honestly, the worst part, it drives these totally uncontrollable sugar cravings. It fuels this vicious, endless cycle where you're constantly reaching for more processed foods just to fix the energy crash that they caused in the first place.
But don't worry, here is Section 4, the P.F.F. solution.
This brings us to a really fascinating concept that completely flips how we view nutrition. It's called food synergy. The idea is that real food is meant to be eaten in combination, not isolated in a lab. It's an additive effect, meaning that the sum of these nutrients working together has a vastly greater physiological impact on your body than if you just consumed each nutrient totally on its own.
And that leads us straight to the P.F.F. rule. This right here is your new blueprint for every single meal: protein, fat, and fiber. Protein is your anchor. It digests nice and slow and repairs your tissue. Fat is your activator. It helps you actually absorb all those essential vitamins. And fiber is your base. It feeds that crucial gut microbiome we just talked about. Building your meals around this P.F.F. framework slows down digestion, blunts those massive glucose spikes, and triggers lasting fullness hormones.
So what does this actually look like in your kitchen? Well, check out these food synergy pairings. A simple splash of olive oil with your spinach biologically unlocks the vitamin K, so your body can actually absorb it. A squeeze of vitamin C-rich tomato or some citrus over your lentils, that dramatically increases your body's absorption of plant-based iron. And instead of that boxed cereal, try some fiber-rich steel-cut oats paired with the fat and protein of nuts.
By simply replacing a fake health food snack with a solid P.F.F. combination, like say eggs, avocado, and some whole grain toast, you get these amazing compounding biological benefits. Number 1, it slows gastric emptying, which keeps you full. Number 2, it stabilizes your blood sugar curve so you get calm, sustained energy all morning. And number 3, all that prebiotic fiber feeds the healthy bacteria right in your gut.
And guys, I honestly cannot emphasize the urgency of making this change enough. A staggering 99% of Americans fail to meet the recommended intake for whole grains and fiber. 99%. That's almost everyone. We are chronically under-eating the exact structural nutrients our bodies desperately need to just function properly.
So, here is the ultimate takeaway of this explainer. Forget the front of the package. Seriously, ignore it. The front is literally just advertising. Always read the ingredients on the back. If it sounds like a weird chemistry experiment, just put it back on the shelf. Your metabolism evolved over thousands and thousands of years to process real food, not industrial formulations disguised by really clever branding.
Ultra-processed health foods don't just affect your weight, you know? They steal your energy, they wreck your focus, and they compromise your long-term health. But once you recognize the trap, you have the total power to just step right over it. So I want to leave you with a provocative challenge today. The next time you're standing in the grocery aisle, will you eat for marketing or will you eat for biology?